We all have those moments or those times where perhaps we don't feel comfortable within ourselves, or maybe that we're being held, or that we're feeling safe. It's not up to anybody else to be able to do that for us. It's really important that we learn to do it ourselves. Not always the easiest thing, for sure. And we can feel unsafe within our bodies for many different reasons, which I've just outlined briefly here. So trauma, past traumatic experiences, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, can certainly leave us feeling insecure and unsafe within the body. I do work with trauma and have done for some time, and generally I won't, as a rule of thumb, won't work with anybody until they can find a safe place within themselves, which is something that's going to evolve as we talk this evening. Other reasons why you may feel unsafe in your own body, it's could be a negative self-perception, having low self-esteem, feeling poor body image, negative self-beliefs, old stories, things like that. Anything that contributes to you feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. Of course, anxiety and stress can lead to a lot of physical tension and discomfort, and of course that can result in feeling unease and insecurity, like ungrounded within the body. Dissociation, which is a coping mechanism if you suffer, or if anybody suffers with any form of traumatic experience. It's a way of sort of keeping ourselves safe, essentially, by disconnecting from our body. And then social insecurity, essentially, or different insecurities around perhaps social comparison or pressures, maybe bullying, things like that can lead us to feeling very unsafe within our bodies. Physical health issues or chronic pain can also disrupt the body's normal functioning and may leave us feeling uneasy or unsafe. And any unresolved emotions, so unprocessed emotions, especially within relationships, can manifest physically if we don't work out how to process them and let them go. Can leave us feeling quite uncomfortable, quite anxious. Obviously, abuse or neglect is of course, that's going to have an effect on the body, experiencing these things. Cultural and societal factors, expectations around body image, etc. And identity struggles. So if you're struggling with identity, where you fit in the world, anything to do with gender identity or sexual orientation, can again leave you feeling perhaps not fully belonging in your body. So there are ways of different ways of connecting back to ourselves and our body. And actually, I'm just going to do a really gentle one now before we talk a little bit more about other things that you can do. So I think if you're comfortable where you are, just encourage you just to take a moment to just notice where you are right now. You don't have to close your eyes. If you feel comfortable and safe to close your eyes, then close your eyes. But if not, it's fine to have your eyes open. And just be aware of where you are. Maybe noticing what's around the room, what's in the room you're in. Noticing where you're sat. And noticing where your hands are placed right now on the body. Maybe they're not on the body. But if you're going to place your hands on your body, where might you place them? Could be your heart. Could be your shoulders. Maybe your legs. There's no right or wrong here. We're just looking for a sense of connection with ourselves. So maybe try placing your hands on your neck if you're comfortable to do so. Just breathing in. Noticing the quality of the air around you. Any aromas. Just gently maybe touching your neck. Rubbing your neck. Being in connection with your neck, feeling the heat or the warmth of your skin. Just noticing that you're being here now. And you're just connecting to you. Maybe take your hands to your shoulders, giving your shoulders a squeeze. How are you feeling right now? And maybe if that becomes a question in your mind, maybe you can close your eyes and ask yourself the same question. How am I feeling right now? Noticing my arms under my hands, maybe moving your hands down until you're holding each of your hands. And just acknowledge that you're holding your hands. Just acknowledge how that feels. Just notice if anything's coming up within you. And it's fine if it is. It's fine to acknowledge it and just to let it pass. Don't need to give any energy to it. Maybe taking your hands back to your shoulders. Taking a deep breath here. How does it feel to connect to you? How does it feel to connect to you? Just a really simple way, starting a journey of returning back to you. Maybe placing your hands on your heart. Oh. Maybe the body wants to move where you're sat. How many times a day do you actually ask yourself how you feel and what you need? How many times a day do you maybe give yourself a hug? Just be curious around these things. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. You're just telling the brain that you matter and that it's okay to be with yourself. So we're just going to pause on that for a moment. Going back to my I realise I probably didn't share the screen just now, actually. Right. Oh, there's something that was different. So I was just talking about connecting to a safe space and why you might need to. And so cultivating feelings of safety in the body is a gradual process. So just spending a couple of minutes a day with yourself, just doing what we just did, just possibly giving yourself a hug, maybe tapping, maybe using some affirmations, whatever works for you. I am safe. It is okay to be here. I deserve to be here. And then other ways that you can cultivate feeling safe. Mindfulness practices, becoming more aware of your body's sensations without judgment, which is what we were doing just now. Observing your breath, physical sensations that arise, emotions. Being present in the present moment as much as possible. And then grounding techniques, if you're feeling anxious or disconnected or unsafe. Grounding techniques again, like deep breathing, focusing on 5 things around you, bringing yourself back to the present moment again, being in nature. All of these things are very grounding. Body awareness, engaging in activities that increase body awareness. So things like yoga, tai chi, even walking, running, all of those things that get us out of our mind and into our body, build on that connection with ourselves, essentially. Expressing emotions, so practicing effective communication with those that you work with, that you love, and allowing yourself to express and process your emotions when they come up for you. And if that's not possible, I always recommend journaling, talking to a friend, therapist, creativity, anything to keep things moving. Establishing boundaries is a really powerful habit to get into. Just recognizing what your limits are and honoring yourself and pushing back on your boundaries with kindness. And the big one, self-compassion. Treating yourself with kindness and understanding always. And a very simple way of doing that is to place your hand over your heart and repeat a self-compassionate phrase to yourself, such as, I am safe in my body, or I am worthy of feeling safe. Talking to yourself like you would a young child, whether it be your child or a close relative, those people that you have compassion for, remember to have compassion for yourself, especially if you're feeling unsafe in the body at any point. So we're just going to do a little meditation on connecting to an internal safe place. Some of you that have worked or joined my calls before know that occasionally I like to anchor sort of positive, uplifting experiences. Let me just come out of this a second. And we can do that by putting a little bit of pressure onto a point that means something to you. So possibly a knuckle, it's quite a common way to anchor something. It could be holding your heart, it might be holding your ear. If it comes up today, I'll just guide you through it, so don't overthink it. Teeth back in. And yes, so we will just do a little guided meditation on connecting to a safe place. It will be somewhere that you've been before. Just go with what comes up for you. It doesn't have to be all singing or dancing. It doesn't have to be a tropical beach that you've been to in the past. If it is, gorgeous, send us postcards. But it might be as simple as a safe place for you is in a favourite corner of your home, or as was the case for me when I did this many, many moons ago, was on a bench overlooking the sea. Had a moment where I was like, oh, that's my safe place. Who knew? So just be curious as to what comes up, and I would encourage you at this point to be comfortable. So just find somewhere where you're comfortable, knowing that this is just a little bit of time for yourself to connect back to you. I invite you to gently close down the eyes. Maybe take a deep breath in and out. And just noticing any sounds that you can hear, anything in the room or around the room. Noticing the surface you're sitting or laying on. Noticing where your energy's at. And just calling your energy back to yourself now. Knowing that right now, you're giving yourself a gentle gift. Noticing how you're feeling. Noticing how your mind is. And maybe if you could drop your thoughts down into your heart, what might come through for you? Just being here now. Noticing where your feet are, maybe they're on the floor. And just allowing yourself to feel really anchored in the place where you've chosen to be. You might imagine or sense an anchor leaving from the base of your spine and dropping down All the way down now, further down, deep down, through the floor beneath you, through the floors beneath that floor, all the way down so it goes as far down as it needs to go until it's rooted and grounded into the center of the earth. Noticing your breath, noticing whether you're relaxed, or whether you feel any other sensations coming through. Just allowing yourself to be. You don't have to try and do anything. Just being here now. And just seeing if there's anything you can do right now to relax a little bit further. Relaxing into the surface beneath you. And maybe there's something you can do to make your body relax twice as much again. With each breath out, just relaxing twice as much in the room that holds you right now. Know that you are safe right now. Just allowing yourself to feel relaxed through your body, from your head, down through your neck, all the way down now, deeper down into your shoulders. That feeling of relaxation coming down through the torso of your body, down through your arms, deeper down, all the way down, down into your pelvis, down into your legs, all the way down now. So you can make your body relax again. However much more it needs to relax now. And you may feel as if you're sinking or floating. Just letting that feeling sink deeper. So that if I asked your unconscious mind now, just to imagine taking you to a place that's the safest and most relaxing place you've ever been. The safest and most relaxing place. You could go there now. It doesn't need to be overthought. It's somewhere that makes you feel comfortable, comforted, safe, happy. And just remember being there, being in that place, noticing all the things that made it so good, that made it so comforting and calming for you. Maybe noticing the things that you can see around you. Sometimes people can be surprised at how much they remember. Whether there are any smells, any colours, any textures. In this safe place of yours, just being there now. All the things that remind you of those feelings inside of you. Peace, comfort, relaxation, whatever it is for you today. All of those feelings inside of you. As you notice them now, in this internal safe space of yours. And I don't know if they are as big as they can be yet. or what you could do to make them even bigger, even brighter, even better. Enjoying being in that place. And as you are there now, right back at that time, if it feels comfortable to do so, float down into your body and really see what you saw and hear what you heard. Really feeling those feelings of being totally safe. And as you notice those feelings, just be curious as to where they are on a scale of 10. 10 being the most comforted and safe that you could feel. And what it might be that you need to notice or feel to bring all those glorious, safe feelings up to the highest possible number for you today. That's right. Just feeling as safe as you could possibly feel. And as you do, you may want to apply an anchor now for 5 seconds or so. Maybe pressing a knuckle or placing a hand on your heart. And as you feel that pressure, see the image of that specific time and notice the feeling in your body where you feel it. Just gently pressing that anchor now, so that from today, you can just be curious every time you connect to that anchor, just by gently pressing it. You can be so curious of how you might feel the feeling and see the images of this place, your internal safe place, and wondering how much stronger the feeling gets every time you use the anchor. So just gently letting go of the anchor now, knowing that it's there to return to whenever you feel like it. And taking one last moment in your safe place. Maybe noticing whatever it is that you need to notice that will allow you to leave this safe place calmly and quietly and return back into the room when you feel ready to do so. Well, I hope you all managed to connect to a safe internal place. You might feel like you need a little bit of movement after that, or a little bit of tapping. But I would just encourage you to reconnect to that anchor if you used one. It doesn't matter if you didn't, you can always listen to this on the replay. And if you do listen to it on the replay, you might just find that you find a different safe place or that you use a different anchor. Nothing's static in this world. So thank you for joining me, and I will take any questions after, and hope to see you again soon.